Hello, all you lovely people out there. How are you all doing? I'm Kate Hill and I am here to give you the best, unbiased and honest commentary about our property markets and occasionally some pretty awesome hints and tips. So stay tuned for all of this week's latest property news. Okay. The number of Australian properties changing hands continues to surge, with new figures from CoreLogic revealing 171,100 dwellings sold in the 3 months to July this year. Now, while that's good news for sellers, for buyers, that means there is plenty of competition for those assets because only 121,200 properties were listed for sale during the same period. Transaction levels are 53% higher than is typical at this time of year. The large number of sales and lack of listings has lifted the sales to new listings ratio to a national high rate of 1.4. The ratio, calculated by dividing the number of sales by the number of new listings, has sat at around 0.9 for the past decade, which reflects obviously roughly a balanced market, right? For every property sold, there is another one listed. The current ratio confirms that not only is Australia experiencing an increase, some might call it a boom, in demand, it also shows a reluctance to sell. It is well and truly a seller's market in most locations. So many people are worried about selling. Why? Worrying whether now is a good time. It's a good time. Every capital city recorded a ratio of higher than 1. And that crazy blue spike you can see there is Adelaide, which has the tightest market for buyers with a ratio of 2. And don't we just know it? Those of you who get my newsletters will know the story behind one of our most recent purchases there. It was crazy. And of course, I am going to recommend that you go straight to the Adviseable website and sign up for those. Okay, what else? Australia's biggest home loan lender is confident that the housing market will continue to strengthen despite an increase in borrowers asking for mortgage relief in recent months. The CommBank reports that it is receiving almost 2,000 calls a week from borrowers feeling the financial strain of the pandemic and the lockdowns, and they're seeking a reprieve from loan repayments. We had this last year, right? Their group executive for retail banking says that CBA has deferred almost 7,000 loans during the most recent lockdowns. About 60% of the calls for help have been from New South Wales homeowners, particularly during the 2 weeks that the construction sites were shut down, which is odd. He says that the recent short lockdown in Queensland resulted in a daily spike in calls of 200 a day. Despite the difficulties faced by many homeowners, CBA predicts housing prices will continue to increase this year, buoyed by ongoing strong demand. It forecasts that prices will lift another 3 to 4% this year and between 7% and 8% in 2022. The COVID lockdowns in Sydney and Melbourne markets have done nothing to dampen enthusiasm for property or stem solid price rises. Most capital cities recorded strong auction clearance rates last week, with Adelaide leading the pack with 90% of auction properties selling under the hammer. But always remember, guys, that Adelaide's properties sell mostly by private treaty. I don't see much in that figure. Sydney's preliminary auction clearance rate hit 78% last week, with almost 2/3 of properties sold before auction day. Although Canberra went into lockdown ahead of that weekend, its auction clearance rate was still 78%, followed by Brisbane with a clearance rate of 72%, Melbourne with a subdued 49%, after 1/3 of planned auctions were withdrawn. Solid prices were achieved across the weekend though. Adelaide had a median sale price of $810,000 for homes, which went to auction last weekend, while in Brisbane it was $915,000. These are big numbers for those two cities and is also indicative of the type of properties that go to auction in those two cities. Like I said, most properties in Adelaide and Brisbane sell by private treaty. Now, as always, I'm going to keep you posted on all the comings and goings from the property markets. I am giving you the best content. Please hit the like, please hit the subscribe, And please hit the notification button so that you're getting all the hints and tips as soon as I post them. And I will see you all again really, really soon. Bye.